Hi, it's Jay and Ken with Levinson and Stefani Injury Lawyers, and today we're going to talk about focus groups. So, Ken, I know you've done some focus groups recently. I know typically you do them in normal times, usually do about one a week. And I know that's gone down a little with the pandemic, but like I said, you've done a handful recently. How's that been going?
It's been going really well. I was skeptical in March when things went to stay at home and to switch to virtual. Um, but I've been very pleasantly surprised. We've done uh, a tremendous amount of focus group work lately, and we have some coming up. And I've been very pleased with the turnout, the participants, the lawyers, and most importantly, the information we're gathering on people's cases.
And how has it been going doing it remotely?
Well, I was skeptical at first, like I mentioned, and once we did some focus group work on our own cases to sort of work out the kinks and make sure that we're right, little things that you wouldn't necessarily consider, like people should be on a computer or iPad versus a phone, paying attention, having their video on the whole time, and a little technical concerns that we had to work through. Once we worked that out, the technology and some of the protocols, really pleased with the participants. We've been doing them all virtually and on a variety of cases, from wrongful death to medical negligence to trucking and auto and premises and even a contract dispute. The information we're gathering and the things we're learning about people's cases are just astounding and more than helpful to the lawyers and their clients.
You said you've started to notice them. You're doing them a little more frequently within the last month or so. Why do you think that is?
My sense is that with the economy and the vaccine and things looking to pick up in the spring, in the summer, trial lawyers are looking at their cases and thinking, hey, what can I do now to prepare for an upcoming trial next year? What discovery can I tailor based on a focus group? Uh, and I think people are optimistic that next year they're going to get back into court even more. There's been some jury trials lately, but I think when the vaccine's in wider use and safety protocols are put in place, lawyers know that they'll be in court trying their cases coming up. Now's a perfect opportunity to prepare and do things like focus groups to make sure their cases are ready to go.
So it raises the question for lawyers out there that have a bunch of cases, firms that have cases, how do you sort of know when a particular case makes sense to have a focus group?
That's a great question, Jay. So for me, the way I look at it is what keeps you up at night or worries you about your case? Are there issues in liability, apportionment of fault, uh, damage issues, things about your client's story that maybe you're worried about that might not make sense to some people, or even a trait or character issue of your client or a behavior. For instance, people have wanted to test things like drug use even before the crash or injury for things like marijuana recreational usage and other things. How is a non-lawyer, a jury, a focus group going to look at things like that? If you have issues like that in your case and you want to test it, what a perfect opportunity to test it with some non-lawyers who are unbiased, uninterested in your case, in a very professional, um, clear way. Let's find out what non-lawyers think about that issue. You might be surprised; it might confirm what you think already. But why not test it in a focus group when you can fix it later, as opposed to learning for the first time after a verdict that you might not be thrilled with, that you should have done a little more preparation or testing or thinking things through an issue. Let's test it before trial.
So it raises another question. If I have a case that has some of those issues I want to figure out and solve before I let a jury tell me what the solution is, how, when is a good time to have a focus group on a case? When's a good time to figure this out? Right before trial? At the very beginning of the case? When?
We could do a focus group on the eve of trial. Oftentimes, we're contacted when a mediation fails and there's not a settlement. Lawyers say, "Well, we got a trial coming up next month. Let's do that focus group we put off." And we could do that. We can help on themes and presentation and issues to be concerned about and landmines to be aware of. But why not do a focus group well in advance of trial, even before all the depositions or discoveries being complete? So when you get feedback from non-lawyers, you're able to change it. You might be able to hire that extra expert that the focus group members want. You might be able to reshape your discovery plan, get more evidence, ask that one or two questions that are really driving a focus group member or participants crazy that they can't get over. Um, it's like planting a tree. Best time to plant a tree, right? Yesterday or next best time? Today. Plant that tree early so you can really do everything you can to solve your problems really before it's too late.
I've got a case, it has some issues that I need to figure out. I want to get this focus group going. What are the next steps I need to do?
Well, we don't charge to consult and strategize next steps. Email me, call me. Let's figure out a plan where we can give you the options to do a tailored focus group to solve your problems and your needs to help your client the best way possible. And let's talk about it. I might say, hey, I just did a focus group on that issue. Here's some data we've gathered. Or, oh, we've had 15 trucking cases with that exact scenario. Let me give you some ideas on things to think about. And we can tailor a focus group to best help with your needs and solve your problems in the case. And we'll discuss. We might do a series of focus groups. We might need just one. You might not even need a focus group, depending on what your thoughts are. But give me a call. I'll be happy to talk. I love strategizing and helping fellow trial lawyers on their cases and at least thinking about the best way they can help their clients. So give me a call. Be thrilled to talk to you about it.
Excellent. Thanks, Ken. And thanks, everyone, and hope to hear from you soon.